the Kentucky Derby. They're off in the Preakness. They're off in the Belmont Stakes.
Two guys in a crown, two horses in a crown, as Nyquist tries to prove that he is a Pharoah as well. Bram Weinstein, Joe Christofek. So, Nyquist, pretty good, huh? He's got the making to be great.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't lost yet, right? And he won the Kentucky Derby the way he was supposed to. He ran a fast time. He held off Exaggerator. He's a very smart horse. Trainer Doug O'Neill has the utmost confidence in him. His style suits well to Pimlico in the Preakness Stakes. So all things point to him, Bram, except maybe the price if you're a bettor.
Yeah, well, that's terrible price. Here's the other rub, though. It's the one thing that stands out to me with this, because it's a 2-week layoff. A lot of the contenders here have early speed. He likes to be out front as well. They're going to push him here. Do you think that's a problem for him in the Preakness?
I agree, and he doesn't have the greatest post position number 3 either. He could easily get pinched back. He's going to have to try to secure early position. There's a chance the track might be sloppy. He might get some kickback. The forecast doesn't look great for Baltimore on Saturday, so he's going to have to earn the Preakness Stakes for everything you mentioned with the speed, also mentioning the possibility of the sloppy track, and there's a couple good fresh shooters in the race too.
Yeah, and at 3 to 5, both of us are sitting here going, we don't want to bet on him. So most likely to upset him is who?
Easy for me, because it's also my top pick. In the last 34 years, only 3 Preakness horses that won didn't run in either the Oaks, in the case of Rachel Alexandra, or the Derby. They are Bernardini, Red Bullet, and Deputed Testimony. Bernardini doing it in 2006 when Barbaro didn't make the course. So it doesn't happen often, Bram, but Stradivari, in my opinion, is a special horse. You watch the race at Keeneland. I know he beat Allowance Company, but he did so straight as a string, never took a deep breath, got a 100 Beyer speed figure without even trying. He's well drawn on the outside. I think he has a chance to be something special for Todd Pletcher.
I can't put my money behind a horse that has no kind of stakes background coming into it. I agree with you, and the Pletcher Velasquez thing is enticing, but he's going to be under 10 to 1. And at that point, I'm not sure that the 14th length victory I'm tossing out because he raced against infant children. So it's impossible for me to know whether he can actually race against horses like this. I see 2 scenarios here that possibly could play out, and the rain has something to do with it because Exaggerator was great on a sloppy track at Santa Anita. That if the 2-week layoff is not too much for him too, that he sweeps around and catches Nyquist this time, or Collected, potentially, who's going to be a front runner as well and has shown a lot of resolve and a lot of reserve there in races where he's in tight races. He's able to pull away. If Nyquist isn't Nyquist, there's a possibility that he's the one I think that might get to the finish line first. So who's your pick?
I'm going with Stradivari. I agree with you on Collected to use him in the exactas and the tries. If it's pouring rain and a soup of slop, Exaggerator's got a huge chance. Nyquist, you can't go against him. I mean, he's the horse to beat. But if you're playing the race, I think you got to look elsewhere, and I think we mentioned the horses that you really need to take a second look at.
I'm going to go with Nyquist too because it's impossible not to pick him here, but I'm also going to take Collected and hedge it and say if he does win, then I'm going to tell you I told you so and pretend I never picked Nyquist in the first place. Check out the coverage of the Preakness Stakes all day long. It starts on NBC, SN, and then, of course, the race is on NBC. And now I'm off to Baltimore. You will be in Louisville watching from Churchill Downs, so I'll say hello to you from Pimlico with a black-eyed Susan in my hand. 2 guys in a crowd. For Joe, I'm Bram.